of tonight's home opener for the Nashua North Titans. The visiting Bulldogs won the toss. They chose to defer. So North will receive the opening kickoff. The sun is a bit of a challenge here for us, specifically in the booth. It should be down below the tree line here in a matter of minutes, but it is causing a few problems seeing the numbers down on the field. There's some glare on the camera. Hopefully that's being taken care of too for all the viewers at home. Harry, what are you looking for tonight?
Well, I'm looking for some consistency in execution. That was one of the things that was lacking last week in the first half of the Jamboree. They really looked out of sync. They were able to pick things up in the second half, but then again, they were playing an opponent that's traditionally not very strong when in Memorial. So this is going to be more of a test here against the Titans. It's a team that could be a favorite to go to the finals. So we're going to see what this Bulldog team has to offer. A lot of new faces, a lot of new players.
Set to go for kickoff. Colby Snow back for the Bulldogs. Approaches and kicks. It's a line drive taken by the up back, Gavin Flynn. He's still up on his feet. Gets out to the 40 and then is dragged down by Joel Polterneri near sideline.
Yeah, Flynn ran into a roadblock and then was able to change direction, add another yard or two heading for the sideline. And they're going to have the ball 1st and 10 at their own 41-yard line.
Nice job keeping his feet. Kept him moving, was able to pop out, get another 5 yards or so. So the Titans take the field. Offense is ready to go under the guidance of quarterback Derek Finley. Senior captain sets his man in motion, looks to hand, but keeps it himself right up the middle, forward for about a 5-yard gain. It'll be 2nd and 5.
Yes.
We've heard a lot about Finley coming into this game as a dual threat. Very nimble on his feet, but also can get it down the field to some of his receivers.
And he was able to avoid some of the initial tackles by Bedford. 2nd down and 5 here. Bedford playing a 4-3 defensive front.
Hands it off up the middle there. That was Amari Almonte. Just about a 3-yard gain. It'll be 3rd and 2 on this opening drive for the Titans.
Yeah, Bedford closed up the middle after a short gain and was able to drive Almonte back. Now a critical 3rd down here early in the game.
Spread set as they have been for all 3 plays so far. 2 either side, pitched near side.
Ooh.
Dodging a tackler there as Jack Peters gets forward enough for the 1st down, so the Titans move the stick on this opening drive.
And you know, Alex Grudinskis of Bedford had a shot of catching him in the backfield, but couldn't quite bring him down. He was able to evade it, but he was able to make him lose his balance enough so that the gain was minimal, but it was enough for the 1st down.
Peters is a big, strong kid, was able to get through that tackle and move the 1st down sticks forward. Snap now. Finley's going to sweep the left side.
He's got some room.
Gets the edge, has some blockers in front of him. 10 yards now. He's down to the 30, hurdles a guy, and gets out of bounds at the 20-yard line for a 25-yard run on a sweep left. He had plenty of blockers out in front of him, used them well as he took his time and set up his blocks and got to the outside.
Yeah, and Finley was channeling his Josh Allen there, hurdling the tackler, got himself another 8 or 10 yards on that move.
Of course, the Buffalo guy says Josh Allen. Get out of here. Get out of here.
Who else?
Finley back, waiting for the gun. Man in motion, gets the ball. That's Amari Almonte. Out to the right side, but coming up nicely on the tackle is Evan Sabati from his cornerback position, preventing much of a gain, maybe a half a yard on that, so it'll be 2nd and 9.
Sabati tracked that play down very well, and he submarined Almonte after a short gain, or barely a yard, so 2nd and 9 here for the Titans.
Finley has trips left now. Waiting for the shotgun snap. Surveys the defense, calls out the play. Snap up, looks to his left to throw.
Got a rush.
Chased now by Cal McAuliffe. Picks up a block, gets out of trouble, and now back to the right side. Picks up a few more blocks and gets downfield. Dragged out of bounds by Alex Grudinskis and Jack Riso. on the tackle for the Bulldogs, but not before about an 8-yard gain for Finley.
Yeah, and that was an opportunity lost there by the Bulldogs. They had 2 defensive tackles with Finley in their grasp in the backfield. Neither one could bring him down.
McAuliffe had a shot. I didn't quite catch the other number there, but Finley did a great job of scrambling, getting out of trouble, and getting forward for positive yardage.
So a fresh set of downs here for the Nashua North Titans here at the 23-yard line.
Finley takes the shotgun. Option. Another hit in the backfield. This time in first was Jake Sheff. And Finley has to take a loss on the play of about 5 yards, as he got hit right away as he was looking to hand off to Jordan Raisin Andino.
Correction on that spot. I mentioned the 23rd. Actually, they were on the 13, and the loss puts them back at the 18-yard line here. Finally, a negative play for the Titans that the Bedford defense was able to put on them.
The Titans are going to send on their field goal unit. We were watching Denard Taplana kick some during pregame. He hit a 47-yarder that likely could have been good from 50. Snap is back. Hold is good. Kick is up and good. So Taplana with a 37-yarder, I believe. And the Nashua North Titans take advantage of their first drive on offense. Stall out a little bit, but still get points on the board. 3-0.
I would call that a success for the Bulldogs. Able to put a stop on this very potent Titan offense, holding them to just 3 yards, or three points on this drive.
Yeah, they were giving up yardage in big chunks early on in the drive, but were able to lock down there. Big stop for loss by Jake Sheff as he got in for that tackle for loss, preventing any further progress down the field and forcing the Titans to kick that field goal. Taplana will be back to kick off now. Back deep, we will have Colby Snow and Dom Tagliaferro.
And they'll be going from our right to their left here at Stello Stadium. 3-0 Titans lead on the opening drive.
Bulldogs in their white away jerseys, black numbers, black pants, black helmets. Kick is deep, very deep. And that's going to be a touchback. Big, strong leg by Taplana. That's a great kick.
Yeah, there's really no wind to speak of here at Stello, so that was all Taplano putting that ball into the end zone.
So the touchback will put the Bulldogs on the 20-yard line. And we'll see the first play from scrimmage for Danny Black as he takes center. Bulldogs offense huddled up now, 8:26 to go here in the first quarter. 3-0 Titans on that field goal that you just saw. Danny Black comes to the shotgun position. Receivers spread wide left and right.
Titans putting 5 on the line.
Right. Motion man gets the ball. That's Colby Snow. Comes around the left edge. Gets around for about 3 yards before he is stopped by number 21, Jordan Raisin Andino.
Yeah, he was a guided missiles.
Great job getting through those blockers there and tunneling under. Brought down Snow after a 3-yard gain. So 2nd and 7.
Yeah, the Titans are putting 5 on the goal line.
Line of scrimmage, sir.
Yes,
three down linemen, 2 ends.
It's the start of the season. It's going to take a while.
There you go. Snow in motion again. This time they hand it off to Logan Sphere. Gets ahead for about 3 yards, and they'll have a 3rd and medium with 4 yards to go to convert this first drive and opening salvo from the Bulldogs.
Jack Peters, number 44 for the Titans, swooping in for that tackle. Tom King told us he was an athlete to keep an eye out for.
He sure did. He said he was going to be a beast all over this defensive side of the ball for the Titans. We see it there. Two tights, two right. Danny Black takes the snap from shotgun, rolls to his right, has a receiver out wide right. Colby Snow makes the catch along the far sideline for a first down. Out to the 34-yard line, and that's a great third down conversion for the Bulldogs early in this game.
Yeah, that's the first pass attempt for Black in this game, and he executed it perfectly, finding Snow open in the flat, able to convert the first down.
Got the protection he needed, was able to roll out to his right hand, and his receiver did a great job of getting open as Snow was out in his pattern, and enough for the first down. Two tights, two wide, Sphere in the backfield behind Black. In motion as Dom Tagliaferro gets around the right side, maybe a 2-yard pickup.
And again, Raisinin and Dino there for the tackle. He's able to penetrate the blocking scheme and just focus on getting to the runner, taking him down. Second time he's done that in this game.
Done a nice job avoiding those blocks and getting through and making a sure-handed tackle.
Only a 1-yard gain there for the Bulldogs. It's 2nd and 9.
Black waits for the shotgun again. In motion again. Pulls it down. Black will go up the middle. He gets stuck pretty hard. That was Amari Almonte coming up hard. Put a pretty good lick on Danny Black. He faked to Dom Tagliaferro coming around in motion. And that's when the Bulldogs offense is trying to keep the middle of that defense honest. So 3rd and 6.
You only picked up short yardage there, about 3 yards. So another substantial third down here for the Bulldogs.
They come to line of scrimmage. Split right, slot left. Two backs in the backfield. Now they motion out of it.
4 defensive backs in this play.
Toss sweep, and that gets blown up quickly. Sphere had no chance, as in quickly was Toby Brown Jr. and blew up that play from the start. He was not fooled in the least, and that will force a Bulldogs punt as he's tackled back at the 30-yard line. 4th and 14.
Yeah, big loss there. That was a brilliant play there by Brown Jr. Bulldogs will have to punt this away. 4:54 to go here in the first quarter. Titans lead 3-0.
Back to punt is Josh Attar. On the receiving end for the Titans is Nick DeJess. Late coming on the field is Ledger Russell, as he is one of the protectors there. Snap is back. Attar gets the kickoff pretty well. Low spiral. Beneficial Bedford bounce. And that will be downed at about the 33-yard line. And that's where the Titans will take over for their second offensive drive.
Be sure to come to Bedford Stadium next week as the Bulldogs have their home opener against the Salem Blue Devils. That's a 7 p.m. kickoff. BCTV and Bedford 105.1 will be bringing you the game if you can't be there. And if you are going to be at the game, make sure you bring your radio, because the game, there's only about a 1-second delay between the play and what comes out over the radio, so you can actually follow along while you're in the stands.
Derek Finley takes the shotgun snap, looks to throw, pulls it down up the middle, and I'm not sure he got back to the line of scrimmage, maybe a yard, as he was stacked up in the middle.
I think he might have gotten about a half-yard loss. It looked to me, too, like he looked up for something that wasn't there and decided to run just to make the best out of a bad situation.
Drake Sutton piling up in the middle, along with Kevin Sheridan. And it's 2nd and 9. More like 9.5. Finlay will take a snap again. Shotgun, fakes it, gets out to his left, dumps to his back out of the backfield right there in the flat. And he has some more room at the stiff arm, gets by one tackler. That is Steven Rosario. And Rosario gets ahead for a big gain.
You know, Coach Zach Matthews gambled. They're sending the blitz. And it left Rosario wide open on that screenplay.
Looks like he stepped out around the 49-yard line in Bedford territory, but about 10 yards short of what I thought he got forward for. Referee was right there to make the call. Foot was out of bounds, and now Finley has a 1st and 10. Man in motion, gets the ball. That's Amari Amonte. He is tackled near side after a 5-yard gain. That's Jake Sheff again.
Yeah, he had a hold of Amonte. He wasn't going to let go.
About 6-yard gain there. So it'll be 2nd and 4. Just over 3 minutes to go here in the first quarter. The Titans lead the Bulldogs 3-0.
Yeah, a very quick moving first quarter here at Stello Stadium. Beautiful night for football, clear sky. Got a great crowd here. Looking across the way, a lot of Bedford fans made the trip too.
Peters goes in motion. Handoff up the middle is stacked up again. That's Sheridan on the play. Kevin Sheridan, D-tackle, in there making the play right off of the handoff.
Yeah, they read the play right, and they gave the Titans a 1-yard loss here. Going to set them up on 3rd down and about 6 yards to go for the first.
3rd and 6. Trips left. One split wide right. Rosario offset left. Finlay takes the snap. Rolls to his left, looking down the field. Tucks it now. Tries to get upfield and doesn't look to have the 1st down. I think he's about a yard short. So it should be 4th and short, maybe 1.5. See where the spot is. Yeah, about
Bedford,
1.
At the Bedford 40, I expect them to go for it here. They're leaving the offense on the field, so I do believe they're going to go.
So Coach Kozlowski makes the call from up in the booth, and Coach Zabolis agrees with him. Although they're taking quite some time here, they might be forced to take a timeout. This play clock must be running down. Finlay in the shotgun again.
4 receivers out there for the Titans.
2 left and 2 right. In motion is Peters again. Up the middle is Finlay. He gets stacked up right at the 1st down marker. It's going to depend on the spot at the Bedford 39. It looks very close. We'll see where they put this ball down. And we might have our first measurement of this young season if they call the chains out.
From the press box, it looked like they got him short.
They're staring at each other, and they are going to come out for a measurement. We'll take a timeout for the officials to bring the sticks onto the field to see if this crucial 1st down was met by Finlay. Tucked it under his arm, tried to get forward, and I
don't think he did it.
Does have it. He does have it.
So close.
By just the nose of the football. Finlay was able to get ahead enough, got the spot, and the officials confidently point for a 1st down for the Titans.
4 receivers out there for the Titans.
To go 2 left and 2 right. In motion is Peters again. Up the middle is Finlay.
3-0 on that.
He gets stacked up right at the 1st down marker. It's Finlay in the gun again. Quick pass out to the right to Amonte. Shirt tail tackle was able to slow him down. That is not Snow. That's Dom Tagliaferro. And I think they got him behind the line of scrimmage here. Might be a short loss, if anything.
It's going to be about, they're going to call it line of scrimmage.
No gain on
39.
the play. And they stay in bounds again, and that clock continues to tick. As you mentioned, it has been a very fast first quarter here. Just over a minute to go. Finlay in the gun again. Trips near side into the boundary. Motion is Almonte. Finlay looks left. Screen to the right. Oh, wow. It was right in Sheridan's hand.
He came within inches of going all the way.
Kevin Sheridan got his big left paw up there and unfortunately couldn't quite pull it down. So incomplete pass. Clock stops at 51 seconds to go here in the first quarter.
And Bedford forces a 3rd and long here on the Titans. Time is called just for a moment to give a Bedford player a chance to tie his shoe.
I don't know. There was something else going on. They were pointing up towards the press box here. I'm not quite sure what that was about. But the officials did pause the game here for a moment.
Yeah, it's Cal McAuliffe with the shoe problem. But everything looks good now, and they're ready to go.
Looks like the Titans are in, again, a familiar set. Slot left, slot right. So 4 wide. Amari Almonte is in the backfield with Finley.
And the Bulldogs are in a 4-5-2 configuration on defense.
So
now
Finley,
we resume play.
58 seconds, so they were putting a little bit of time back on the clock. 7 or 8 seconds. Finley takes it from the gun, looks left, looks back downfield over the middle, has a man. It's complete downfield. That's Xavier Francis on the reception right at the 29-yard line, which is very close to the sticks. I believe they're going to give him the first down, although we might have another measurements. No, they move the sticks. Big play there by Francis.
And really a lot of composure by Finley. He was able to, I don't think that target was his first choice. I think he was looking around the field and found Francis over the middle wide open and hit the man with a laser.
He did have his running back coming out to his left out of the backfield. I believe that was his first option, but perhaps he was just looking off the defense and it worked. Finley now from the gun again. Doesn't give it to the first man through, keeps it, pulls it down, gets forward for another 8 or 9 yards. Oh, no, I'm sorry. That's about 10 or 12 on the run. Down to the 16-yard line. 17 seconds to go. Clock runs.
The Bedford
and Finley's going to come to the sideline as the Titans are going to let this clock run out and go to the second quarter.
The Bedford defender got caught in no man's land there. You had Peters wide open and Finley running with the option to pitch it out to Peters, and that froze the Bedford defender, and Finley decided to take the ball himself for a big gain. But that was kind of a lose-lose situation. You can't commit to one without giving up big yards to the other.
And that's the exact challenge of the option play. That's why those defenders are taught to take their responsibility. The D-end always has the quarterback no matter what. You can't be faked out by that pitch man, and the cornerback needs to come up for the pitch man. So it's a great play, and it's had success over decades in football. You still see it done today. Finley had some success there. We will get time back on the clock as the start of the second quarter will have the Titans threatening for their second score of the game. It'll be first down and 10 from the 16.
And they'll be going to the south end zone here at Stellos. Right to left, across your radio dial. And it's been a pretty efficient game for the Titans. Lots of running, not too many passes. Bedford defense has had a few good plays, but also missed a few opportunities to pin the Titans back. A couple of missed tackles.
And as we expected, Finley has been the star of the game so far. Threat through the air, threat on the ground, and really punishing this Bedford defense.
And the Titans controlling the play in that first period. Bedford with only one possession of about 7 downs.
Finley in the gun. First and 10 on the 16. He has trips left, one right into the boundary. Looks to the left, quick pitch out. He has Almonte. Almonte gets out to the sideline and he has a touchdown, 16-yard touchdown. Finley to Almonte. Great block by Peters on the edge here too. I'm not sure if you guys saw that, but he sprung his teammate, and Amari Almonte has a touchdown from Finley.
Yeah, and Almonte really turned on the Jets as he got to the corner, got around the Bedford defense, and found the pylon to get into the end zone.
73, Jason. Who is it? 73.
And now the extra point attempt by Taplana.
That was an impressive drive, I have to say, by the Titans. Taplana's kick up and is no good. Wide right. So it stays 9-0. 11:52 to go here in the second as we just began. First play into the second quarter. The Titans score a touchdown as Finley pitched out to Almonte, got the edge, picked up a few blocks, and was able to take it to pay dirt.
What the Bulldogs need to do now is put together a long drive just to keep the ball possession somewhat balanced in this game. Titans have really all the possession time Only one possession for the Bulldogs. Like I said, it lasted about 7 downs. Only one first down on that first drive. They need to put something together here and at least come away with 3 points, not to let the game get out of hand.
Top lineup brings the kickoff squad out. He will kick off from the 40, your right side on your radio dial. All of you BCT viewers can see that. Back deep to receive are Colby Snow and Dom Tagliaferro for the Bulldogs. Toplana kicked a touchback after the field goal. He's got quite a leg as he approaches again. Big boot. That will not be in the end zone. Up to catch it is Tagliaferro. He goes right up the middle, gets a few blockers out to the 35, down at about the 38-yard line, where the Bulldogs will take over for their second offensive possession. Good return, about a 30-yard return there as Tagliaferro hit it up hard. Had a blocker in front of him in Colby Snow and followed him right up there to get decent position for the Bulldogs.
That was Jack Krulikowski for the Titans, making what you could almost call a touchdown-saving tackle there. I think if he had got past Krulikowski, he would have had open field. And Tom King is back with us now. Hello, Tom.
Hey, guys. Interesting first quarter plus, huh?
Absolutely.
Been all Titans. Here's a handoff.
Black gives the sphere off left tackle, ahead for about 1.5 yards.
Tom, we were just saying that the Bulldogs need to find a way to get a longer drive put together here so that the Titans don't hog up all the offensive playtime.
No kidding, I know. And having me hog up all the mic time, that's not fair to you, Harry. But I'll tell you what, Bedford's, their running plays, 5 people carried the football. Right, 5 different people. So that, you know, they'll probably settle on somebody soon and get into a rhythm.
Black again, waiting for the shotgun. Split left, flankers right and Snow. Motion man comes to the right. Black looks right. Has his man. Into the near side is Dylan Soden, avoids a tackler and gets ahead for a first down into Titan territory on the 46-yard line. Great play there, getting Soden out in the flat. And they have the second Bulldog first down of the evening.
And an even better job avoiding the tackle there by Peters. He had him lined up, but Peters went low, and Soden just sidestepped him and missed in order to miss the tackle, and got some big yards after.
6'3", 170 is Soden. He's not easy to take down. Strong kid, and he's in the slot to the right again. Black waiting for the pistol. Sphere's behind him, takes the snap, gets out to the left, gets heavy pressure and goes down. Sack again by Toby Brown, coming up hard on that right edge of the defense, and Black had nowhere to go.
The NFL Network has a thing for plays of the week, and someone submitted Toby Brown last year, and he got national time.
Wow.
And he milked it for everything it's worth. But you know what? The way you see him play, it's pretty well deserved.
That was a great athletic play, avoiding tacklers on his way to the quarterback.
And Black tried to avoid the rush. Unfortunately, he went right into Brown Jr.
Yeah, about an 11-yard loss there, so 2nd and 21 for the Bulldogs. Black back in the gun.
Now wipes out that big pass play. Now they got a big hole to dig out of.
Twins left, split right. Black gives the first man through. Sphere gets hit right away as he gets the handoff. Gets back to the line of scrimmage, maybe a yard.
Yeah, I don't think the Titans are fooled on that play.
So 3rd and 20. After a successful play to Soden to get him ahead for positive yardage, they've not seen success in the last 2 plays.
Now they got a huge 3rd down to convert here.
I'm not sure what you have in your playbook for 3rd and 20, Harry.
You might want to play for 2, you know. Maybe try to gain 10 or 12 yards in this play just to make it a manageable 4th down. If they can get it to the 45-yard line, give or take, they might try to go for it.
Black in the gun again. Sphere to his right, out in the flat. Black gets out to his left, looks downfield, throws the ball, has a man. Too far over his head, though, was Dom Tagliaferro out in the route. And Black couldn't quite thread the needle there as there were defenders underneath Tagliaferro waiting for that pick.
Yeah, a double team on that receiver, and Almonte was one of the defenders, and he had to throw the ball over Almonte, and that just made it too hard to catch the ball.
So Bulldogs have a 4th and 20 on their own 45-yard line. Just over 9 minutes to go here in the first half. I believe they have the punt team on as Josh Attar will be ready to punt.
I would bet my house the punt team is on.
And they are.
And you are correct.
You can sleep at home again tonight.
Keep my house for one more night.
At least one more. I don't know. You keep making bets like that, though.
Yeah, no kidding.
You got to be careful. Back deep to receive is Nick DeJess again. Attar, high snap, pulls it down, gets away, narrowly avoids the punt block. Punt goes down to about the 30-yard line and bounces forward again. Positive yardage for the Bulldogs, and it will be downed at about the 27. So the Titans will take over. 8:47 left to go here in the half.
That was a great punt. It bounced backwards and then forwards.
It did.
But pressure the second time on the punt play on the kicker.
Sure was.
Pressure. Toby Brown Jr. had the pressure the first time, and he held up, so he didn't get called for any kind of roughing. And on this one, almost a block. Not quite.
Back in the gun is Finley. Trips to his left side, one wide right into the boundary. Gives to his man through. That is Steven Rosario. Gets ahead for 3-yard, maybe 4-yard gain. Check that 3-yard gain. It'll be 2nd and 7. And the Titans are ready to go again. Keeping a fast pace, back to the line of scrimmage and ready to go. Finley in the gun. Trips left, one wide right. Quick pitch out to the left-hand side. That's Peters again. Gets to the edge. Gets ahead for, about a 20-yard gain.
Peters is an excellent athlete. Has good football instincts. Also plays lacrosse. He's the best lacrosse player. Very, very good athlete. But once he turns the corner, he does have deceptive speed, and he showed a little of it there.
Yeah, I think he froze the Bedford defense there. It looked at first like they had him bottled up, and they just found another gear, and he's able to just cut through them.
Big physical presence, too. He finished that run nicely. Put his shoulder down, got an extra few yards. Finley in the gun again. Slot left, slot right. Motion is Almonte. Fakes it to him, pulls it back, gets out to the left-hand side, and he'll be tackled for a loss there. In the backfield is Dom Tagliaferro coming up from his cornerback position, and they'll have a loss of 2 on the play.
For the most part, I think Bedford's done okay against Finley. A couple of plays he's gotten loose, but for the most part, they've done okay. Remember, this is a new line for North that has to get in sync with Finley. Then that'll come. But it's been a good job for Bedford. They haven't let Finley run, 40, 50 yards. He has had a couple long ones, but not that long.
But they let him get away on that one play.
Yeah, right. The one play, right, exactly.
And they've learned since then.
Finley takes a snap, looks right, avoids the rushers, gets back to the original line of scrimmage, and maybe a 2 or 3 yard gain.
Cal McAuliffe with the tackle.
Again, that's excellent athletic ability by Finley as he avoided tacklers well in the backfield, avoiding any kind of negative yardage situation, any kind of sack on that play.
The thing we want to see, or they'd like to see from Finley eventually, is the ability to throw the ball straight downfield. He's a shortstop, and they told me preseason he throws like a shortstop. They're trying to get him out of that.
He takes the gun here. Quick pitch out to the right-hand side. Has his receiver ahead for about a 3 yard gain. That's Nick DeJess, and he's pushed out of bounds. It'll be 4th and 5.
Yeah, Nate Clark with a tackle there for Bedford, and he really smartly played that one. He didn't bite on any fakes. He just stayed in front of the receiver and pushed him out of bounds. Now it's 4th down and 5.
Let's see, it's that short passing game to the sides, to the sides, to the sides, to try to utilize the speed, but nothing really big downfield.
That's that shortstop throw. He had his receiver out to the right-hand side.
Yep, like that.
Looks like Toby Brown Jr. will be back to punt now.
The Bulldogs forcing a punt here.
Colby Snow is back for the Bulldogs. We have some flags down.
Oh, dear.
Somebody didn't line up right, or
delay a game.
Possibly. Yep.
False start. False start.
False start, a 5-yard penalty.
I was worried it might be on the Bulldogs. That would have given the Titans a first down.
Yeah, no. Unless they jumped, which we didn't see, usually all of that is on special teams. Special teams are very ragged early in the season for all high school teams, probably at all levels of football, I think.
4th and 10. Titans ready to punt. Kick is away. Straight down the field. Snow can't make a play, but it does go into the end zone. Tough play. Down to try to down it was Jordan Andino. Made a valiant effort.
Needed the play of another Jordan, little Jordan Humphrey with the Patriots 2 weeks ago against Carolina. A great play, diving in the end zone and knocking the ball back and saving the touchback. He almost did it, but not quite.
Oh, that was a calculated risk there by Snow. The ball was rolling at a pretty good clip, and he was betting it would reach the end zone. And luckily it did.
I think more than anything, he just didn't want to touch the ball to cause a turnover deep in their own territory.
None of them do that. Yeah, exactly. You don't see too many punts being fielded in high school football these days. It's a lost art. There's a lot of things that are a lost art in football. The coffin corner, when do you see that anymore? You don't see that, right?
Haven't seen that in quite a while.
Exactly.
6:27 to go here in the first half. Danny Black backs to either side of him. He'll hand off to Ledger Russell. Great cut back into the middle. Still only gets ahead for maybe 3 yards. As Toby Brown Jr. is there for the tackle.
That cut saved a loss from Peters. He was closing in on him. So a good run there for positive yards.
And all that stuff shows up on film, right? Doesn't lie. So in the meeting room, they'll be saying, okay, you should have made that tackle.
2nd down and 8 here. 6 minutes to go in the half. Titans lead 9-0.
Slot right, tight left, flanker left side. Danny Black has Sphere behind him. Soden goes in motion. Fake to Sphere up the middle. Black is running for his life now. Wheels back around and finally is tackled for a big loss, about a 7-yard loss, as he couldn't find his way out of trouble there. Couldn't pick up a block, and will take the sack.
He just couldn't get out. You're right. Everywhere he went, there were blue shirts. Couldn't escape.
It's all started by Brown Jr. I mean, they're so focused on him, and what he's going to do eventually is allow others to make plays.
You make the analogy of maybe an Aaron Donald kind of player, where the entire offensive blocking scheme is centered around one person.
Definitely, and that's the way it's going to be.
And once again, a big loss on a sack is putting Bedford deep in a hole on 3rd down.
Black tight left, split right, 2 flankers out to his left, fakes to Sphere up the middle, looks downfield, and he's going to take another sack.
Yep.
They get him for another 2-yard loss, and the Bulldogs are back deep in their own territory on their own 13-yard line. 4th and about 16. They're going to be forced to punt here with 4.5 to go in the half.
He steps forward. Toby Brown Jr. right there grabbing him from behind. There was nowhere to run or hide. So.
Well, it looked like Black wanted to throw, but maybe his receiver hadn't gotten open quite yet. Had to keep going.
And those timing routes are tough, especially in that 3rd and long type situation. If your quarterback doesn't have time to get your receivers downfield, the play gets blown up quickly. Josh Attar back to punt.
He's at his goal line.
Snap is good. Attar shanks it near side. It gets only out to about the 22-yard line.
Yeah, that is only going to be a net 8 yards, maybe 7 yards.
Tough play there for the Bulldogs. The turnaround on field position, not what they wanted with that punt. And the Titans are given a little bit of a helping hand there, as they'll take over on the Bedford 22-yard line.
Special teams. I don't know how many times during previews in the last 2 weeks or 3 weeks you asked the coach who's going to punt, who's going to kick. Well, we don't know yet. There you go.
Finley. Slot right, split left. He has 2 backs in the backfield with him.
one in front and one behind. An I formation.
A lot of room on the right side. I think they might go that way. No, they go inside.
Gives Amante off tackle right side. He's stopped for about a 2-yard gain. Maybe only one. We'll give him 1.5. 2nd and 8.5. And the Titans are going to look to capitalize here on this field position that they were gifted after a shanked punt by the Bulldogs.
But they'll need to use their speed.
But Bedford doesn't have one, right?
I think that shows up. And here they go, trying it. And a
pitch.
bad pass.
Yep.
Behind him.
Almonte kind of took his eye off the ball a little bit, couldn't pull it in.
The ball was behind him too. I think if you're going to throw that ball, you want to throw him with him run to his other side, so he's running into the ball, and then get a head of steam. Once he caught that ball, I think he probably would have been tackled for a loss anyway.
Quick pitch on the flare pattern, and you're absolutely right, Tom. You want to get that ball out in front of him so he can make a move.
Yep.
If Bedford can keep him to a field goal try here, I think that would be a victory.
Clock stops on the incomplete pass. 3:19 to go in the first half. Titans are threatening here. Of course, they have the 9-0 lead on a field goal and a touchdown. Finley takes the snap, rolls right, looks deep, delivers the ball, has a man, can't quite make the completion. Deep in the route was Jack Peters.
Yeah, and had he caught it, would he have been able to stay in bounds?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think you're right. I think he was ready. He was only going to get 1 foot in bounds.
Right.
If any.
Well, 1 foot's all you need in high school, right? You don't need 2 feet like they do in the NFL. That would have been very close.
Would have been.
And the official was right there, so... It's a non-issue, though, as it's an incomplete pass. 4th and 9.
So what do the Titans want to do? I think they want to kick again.
I think we're going to see a field goal.
We are.
Toplana has the leg. We saw him burying from 47 yards out in the pregame, so he has the strength.
And he won a game for them last year.
This is going to be a 38-yard kick.
He beat Merrimack. Yeah, this one's going to need some lift. But there's no wind, though, so that's a good thing.
Calm conditions. Center of the field. Toplana is taking his steps backward. Snap, hold are good. Kick is up. And it's a bullet straight through the middle.
Does he have a foot or what? That was with authority. You hardly ever see that at this level. Wow.
Excellent kick there. 38-yard field goal is converted by Toplana, and he is an impressive kicker. Of course, he had a touchback after his first field goal that sailed 5 yards deep into the end zone, so the boy has some strength in that leg. So the Titans take a 12-0 lead with 3 minutes left in the first half. Great special teams play. 2 field goals by Toplana. Of course, they took advantage of a shanked punt, and that field position gifted them turned into a 3-point drive.
Coming up at the half here on BCTV and Nashua ETV 99, we're going to be showing you the halftime festivities here with both marching bands from Bedford and Nashua North performing. So stay tuned for that.
A 2-band half here at Stella Stadium on a beautiful night. I mean, it doesn't get any better than this.
Gorgeous way to start the season. Toplana kicks off. He's booming that puppy.
But he's not going to get it because they're going to have to bring it back. I think somebody left early.
Flag is down, and again, that ball landed halfway through the end zone as he smashed that ball.
Let's see where the next one goes. The next one should reach the 3-yard line. Let's see if I'm right.
Offside, so they'll march him back 5 yards. Toplana will kick off from the 35 now as they get the ball back to the Titans. Everybody moves 5 yards, and we'll do it again.
Yeah, and you had that distance, 5 yards back. That's 5 yards more that the special teams has to run down. So Bedford could take advantage of this.
You're absolutely right. Sometimes that spreads the field out a bit more, gives those returners a bit more room.
It does. They've got, they've got 2 back there, but there is a lot of empty space.
Those 2 being Colby Snow and Dom Tagliaferro. Toplana smashes a line drive taken by Tagliaferro. He has some room now, gets up the middle, and nobody's touched him. He's out to 35, 40, spins away from a tackler, then gets corralled at the 43-yard line, but a great return. And as you said, Tom, he had a lot of room when he first caught that ball.
A lot of room right straight down the middle.
And Rosario was the one who had him by the shirt, slowed him down long enough for his Titan teammates to bring him down. Otherwise, it could have been a bigger game.
Yeah, otherwise, I think he might have been off to the races, Harry.
So the Bulldogs take over on their own 43-yard line. They have 2 minutes and 57 seconds left here in the first half to try to get some points on the board.
You know, the two returns that the Bedford Bulldogs have had in this game were pretty big, 40 yards plus.
Yep. But unfortunately for them, nothing to show for it. But they may get something here.
Black takes it from the gun. Sphere out to the right. Little swing pass.
Yep.
Makes one miss. Gets tackled by the second tackler, but not before he has 5 yards of positive yardage. And that's what the Bulldogs need at this point, some positive yardage plays.
You know, as a defender, you have all that time to think about making the tackle, and it just throws you off, doesn't it?
It sure does, but Sphere's an athletic kid, too.
Yeah,
I mean, he has moves in space.
He'll make you miss, just like he did there.
I'm sorry, I believe that was Ledger Russell there, number 4, not number 1.
It was
Yes.
number 4.
Yeah.
4 on 4.
Black rolls left, gets it ahead. Soden has the reception, ahead for 6 or 7 yards down to the Titans' 45-yard line, and the Bulldogs will move the chains.
Yeah, great job of Soden holding on to the ball there. He got hit as soon as the ball came to him.
And if you're north, you've got to feel that Bedford's going to be throwing the ball, so you're going to have to start to unleash Toby Brown Jr. to try to create some havoc back there. But it's easier said than done when they'll try to add extra protection. It's going to be a little bit of a cat and mouse game on this drive.
Well, they could go to a shorter passing
Right,
game.
get it out quick.
Black in the gun again. Looks left, out quick.
Ooh.
Misses his receiver, Joel Poltrinari.
And a flag down in the backfield. We'll see if we get a roughing the quarterback.
I didn't see the end of that play, but was there contact there in the backfield,
I
Harry?
think Peters might be guilty of a roughing call here.
Little old Mean Joe Green helmet slap or something?
Yeah, they're moving back.
Oh, personal foul, roughing the passer,
Yep.
15 yards. That'll put the Bulldogs down to the 30-yard line. And an opportunity here with 2:11 to go in the half to, again, try to get points on the board.
Now they've got to try to avoid the sack here. No long developing pass plays. Keep it short. Find a receiver quickly.
And a timeout on the field here at Stello Stadium. 12-0 in favor of Nashua North with 2:11 left to play in the first half. And if you're Bedford, I think you just keep doing what you're doing. Short passes, get the ball into somebody in space that's got some speed, and get it out quick, like Harry said.
They can't take too much time because of Brown and the rush. They've got to get the ball out quickly.
And that might help them in terms of the clock as well. Get the play going. Have it, don't have the quarterback sit back there and look as seconds tick down. They got plenty of time.
And Black is capable of running the ball as well. He did that a little bit last week in the Jamboree.
Yep.
So that's always an option as well. He hasn't shown that today. But, if they spread things out, he might have an opening to pick up a few yards.
It's a big series for the Bulldogs. If they come away empty here, it's going to deflate them a little bit going into halftime. And if you're North, you got to feel, who would have thought that an offsides on a kickoff would have caused a little bit of a problem.
Oh, and don't forget the roughing call there.
That's right, the roughing call. So penalties.
So 2 penalties, yeah.
Two penalties.
Getting a field goal would be nice. Getting a touchdown would be huge.
Those penalties are only 2 penalties, 20 yards each, but the yardage that followed, especially on that kickoff, was significant.
Right.
So Black back in the gun. Ledger Russell behind him. He has tight right, 2 split right. We have a screen pass up the middle, snuffed out. Excellent play up the middle by Jordan Raisin and Andino.
Stayed with his man.
Sniffed it out and was able to foil it.
Stayed with his man, basically.
Yeah, Russell stayed behind and acted like he was going to be blocking. And then broke away for the screen, but you're right, 21 sniffed it out.
And now the Bulldogs will take a timeout with 2:01 to go. 2nd and 12. I think Coach Matthews senses the urgency of this particular drive.
And you still don't have to take any shots to the end zone. You can try to force it over the middle of the field. Just get it away to an area where Toby Brown Jr. isn't any of North's fast players.
If they can get it at least to the 25, I think their kicker, Snow, would have a pretty good chance, number 6, of hitting it.
And in the first game of the season, 3 field goals in a high school game. I don't think I've ever seen that before.
Very unusual.
Yes, exactly. That would be interesting to see.
Well, like you said, points in any form would be big for Bulldogs right here.
No doubt about it.
And they do get the ball to start the second half as well.
They did defer. They won the coin toss and deferred. So the Bulldogs trying to capitalize at the end of the half, and we'll get the ball back, as you mentioned, Harry. Black back. Shotgun formation. 1 split left. Tight right. 2 twins out right. I'm sorry, that's Sphere.
Oh, he's going for the end
Deep
zone.
ball, and it's incomplete.
Yeah,
Was looking for Snow downfield in the middle on the post pattern.
Yeah, he got pressured by you-know-who, and actually 51 for North with the pressure, and had to get rid of it quickly.
Darius Smith, number 51 there for the Titans.
He had to get rid of it very quick, and that's why, the receiver did not have a chance to get down there in time.
3rd and 12 on the incompletion. Bulldogs huddle up again. Black gets the call from Matthews and will trot to the huddle.
Tell you what, though, you've got a quarterback. He can make some plays. No doubt about it. He's got a good arm.
I'm a little surprised that they went for that, for all the marbles on that play. That was kind of a high risk, high reward play.
I thought that short passing game was really working for him, Harry.
Black with the gun. Takes a snap, looks right, out in the flat, over the head of Snow. Incomplete, and it'll be 4th and 12.
Again, feeling a little bit of pressure there. But Toby Brown Jr. was in coverage this time, not on the rush. But the pressure was coming up the middle.
He certainly has a nose for the football there. Saw Russell heading out to that right side and wanted to get that little flare pattern, a little flat. Was there to make the play if it was complete.
And they're going to go for it here. They're not going to try a field goal. It would have been a 49-yard attempt from here.
4th and 12. Black in the gun. 3 receivers to his right side. Tight left. Russell behind him. Takes a snap, looks left, back to the right side. Wide receiver screen is dropped.
Oh, and I think he had some room. If he had gotten a couple of blockers in front, I think he had a good crossing route, and he probably would have gotten that first down or come close.
Nate Clark was the intended target there for the Bulldogs. And they turn over on downs, and the Titans will get possession on the Bedford 32-yard line here with 1:44 to work with in this half.
Let's see how much work they did in their 2-minute drill in the preseason. These guys have been moving the ball up and down. If they can get out of bounds, work the clock, they still have 2 timeouts. 1:44 is a long time.
Now they got the ball on the wings, but that last series, Bedford did a good job of containing it. So we'll see if they're able to do that again.
Finley in the gun. Motion man is interrupted by a flag.
Offside on Bedford.
Defense.
Ooh, ouch.
Free 5 yards for the Titans as they start this drive. So the Titans benefit from that call. They walk ahead 5 yards to start the drive. Finley in the gun again. Motion man is Almonte. He takes the handoff, goes off the right tackle, ahead for about an 8-yard gain. He's tackled at the 45-yard line. First down.
And a timeout is called here as they move the sticks.
And I'm pretty sure after he got that handoff that Finley gave him a little push, a little nudge ahead.
Get going, buddy.
Certainly looked like that.
Get up there.
Whatever it did, it helped.
Finley actually kind of bobbled that snap a little bit.
Yes, he did.
That's probably why he gave him that shove.
Yeah, right.
Peters in motion this time. Finley takes the snap, scrambles out of pressure, gets away from pressure, back to the original line of scrimmage, and he's tackled there.
Yeah, they have done a good job in the last quarter of containing Finley.
That's Alex Gradinskis making a sure-handed tackle. Finley on a gain of 1.
And Drake Sutton for Bedford had Finley in his sights, and he just got away from him. So close to a sack.
Finley again in the gun. Rosario to his left. Takes a snap, looks right, scrambles right. Gets away from one defender and ahead and gets smashed. The ball was down.
Fumble.
And the Bulldogs recover.
Yep.
First turnover of the game as the Bulldogs pick up the fumble by Finley on the Titans' 46-yard line.
And Kevin Sheridan was right there to fall on the ball, giving Bedford the ball back with 44 seconds left.
Great to get the turnover. Not a lot of time to try to capitalize on this. But the Bulldogs will try to do so anyway. Maybe take a couple shots downfield. Maybe you have a trick play.
And get a defense that's been on the field a lot lately in the last, 10 minutes or so, and they're right back out there.
Offensive coordinators love these quick change plays for the gadget plays, right? Not bad field position. 44 seconds, not a bad time to try it. Black in the gun. Takes the snap. Fakes the handoff. Deep down the middle post pattern. Has his man. Sits complete down to the 15-yard line. Joel Poltrinari on the post pattern. And they get up to the line quickly. 38 seconds now. And we do have a timeout.
Jonathan Torres was the man in coverage. One-on-one. Couldn't quite do it, but he got the man down before getting into the end zone. So Torres saves the touchdown right there with the tackle. But Bedford's at the 16-yard line now.
And a great play because what he did was he had the angle. He had the ball. He was the only one who could catch that football. And if they could connect, he was going to have some room to run because there was no one else back.
Nice pitch and catch right there. Poltrinari pulls it down. And again, the Bulldogs looking for points on the board before halftime. 38 seconds to go here, threatening at the 16-yard line.
So penalties and a turnover, things you don't want to see if you're Nashua North. But a big play, things you do want to see if you're Bedford.
Well, this would really be a morale booster to come away with points here.
Especially after you thought you were going to get them before and you didn't. You came up empty.
So second life here to get it a little closer. And like I said, they'll get the ball to start the second half here. So they have a chance to double dip.
Ball's on the 16-yard line. 7-yard snap would make it a 33-yard field goal, but the Bulldogs are looking for more than that. Slot right, split left. Cal McAuliffe is tight right, Black in the gun. Takes the snap, looks right, pitches right, out in the flat. Reception is down to the 8-yard line. That's Tagliaferro. Good catch there by Tagliaferro, ahead for about 8 yards. Second and 2. Clock is running.
A little bit of confusion here. Let's see what they do.
Black in the gun again. Takes the snap. Looks out to his left.
Open.
Takes a sack. No, he gets it ahead.
Lost the ball. Lost the ball.
They're gonna call it.
That should be an incomplete pass.
No, it should be an incomplete pass.
But Brown is running for the opposite end zone. We have a flag on the play, behind the play.
There's a lot of confusion out there.
There's a lot going on here. That looked like that might have been Danny Black trying to get that ball ahead and trying to down the ball when he was in the grass. It did pop out. Brown Jr. picked it up and sprinted to the end zone.
They're all going to confer right here at the 28-yard line.
This is huge.
So they're going to try to talk it out and see what it is.
I can't see how they can call that a fumble. It was a deliberate throw by Danny Black.
It did look quite deliberate, but the official right there on the play.
Problem was he got hit just as he was letting it loose.
And there is a flag back here on the 41-yard line, so a lot to figure out.
Right. He got hit just as he was letting it loose. If you don't have replay, it's tough to tell for the official in a blink of an eye. But
we have the benefit of replay.
Right. And what do you say? What do you see?
Come on, Dale, show us. Tell us. We can't see the replay. I'm sure the viewers at home are looking at it intently. Unfortunately, we don't have the screen here in the booth. But time ran out on this play.
And with a flag down, they're going to have a lot to talk about here.
Was it an illegal forward pass? Was it beyond the line of scrimmage? Was there a block on the return?
Certainly wasn't an illegal pass. I mean,
let's see what the call is here.
Oh, touchdown.
Wow.
Touchdown.
I don't agree with that.
Yeah, that would be, by my guess, got it at around the 22-yard line, I believe.
And I can only imagine that the Bedford sideline is going bananas at this point.
Yep.
And that flag is likely an unsportsmanlike, as that was quite a play to end the half here.
Sure was.
So that must have been at least a 70-yard run back by Toby Brown Jr., scooping up that fumble, as it was deemed by the officials, on an attempted forward pass by Black. Probably an ill-advised play on his part, but still it did look like an attempt at a forward pass. Deemed a fumble by the officials, returned for a touchdown by Toby Brown Jr., and now it's 18-0 as we head into halftime. Extra point ensuing.
And now they're talking things over with Coach Matthews. I'm sure he's got a thing or two to tell the officials on that play.
I thought fumble, but I don't know.
I mean,
originally I looked at it, and I have to admit, originally I thought fumble when I saw it.
why? I mean, he had his hand free and he pushed the ball forward. He deliberately pushed the ball forward.
I wasn't watching his arm. I was watching the defender, and then I saw the ball come loose.
I honestly have to.
That was not the finest call.
I would have to
agree with Harry.
I have to see it again. Yeah.
I thought I saw him trying to get it. He knew he was going to take the sack and didn't have a timeout, wanted to get an incompletion. So what I saw was that he was trying to go for a forward pass there and an incompletion.
My guess is the replay will show that he moved the ball forward. Even if he moved it forward 2 inches, he moved it forward.
It went more than 2 inches. It went about 3 or 4 yards. But again, it should be an incomplete pass. Now, you could call it an intentional grounding.
Right.
That for sure, because there was no receiver anywhere nearby. But it definitely was not a fumble.
You won't get a grounding call on that because they'll give the benefit of the doubt to the quarterback because of the defense. Because he was under pressure and couldn't see. So they'll give him the benefit of the doubt on that. I'm curious as to what the flag was. They picked it up pretty quickly, so they're still talking it over.
Discussion is now over.
Now see, we had Jeff Kleiner ref in the game. He's got a mic set, and he uses it. He'd tell us exactly what was going on out there.
And the Titans are going to try for 2 here.
No, they're not. Taplana's out there. He's ready for the extra point. Unsportsmanlike will be enforced on the kickoff. Perhaps on the second half kickoff. Taplana's back, ready for...
Yeah.
Does that carry? Okay.
Ready for the extra point. Kick is up. Guns it, kicks it over the netting behind. That's meant to keep the football in play. And he shows his strength in his leg again. 19-0 as Taplana makes good on the extra point.
So we're calling that a 78-yard
78-yard return is from what I saw. I thought it was around the 22. So they're still talking about it. And I'm sure we'll still be talking about it when we come back for the second half. We're at halftime here, guys. It is 19-0 for those of you watching at Bedford and Nashua. A good football game, but a couple of key plays that could have gone either way. Nashua North up 19-0 over Bedford. And we will, well, Bedford, they're taking a team photo. Is that what they're doing on the field?
Looks like they're waiting for the Nashua North team to clear out.
Okay, they're all grouped together. That's why I was wondering.
I think they're waiting for the North folks to get into their locker room before they crowd up the entrance to the locker rooms underneath the stadium here. I can't imagine this is a team photo. That's such an awkward time.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Smile.
There's never any good time for it when you take them.
Yeah, you just gave up a 78-yard fumble recovery. Get in position and smile.
They stopped. They weren't right behind each other. They were all spread out. You know, it would have been a good chance to take a team photo, I'll tell you that.
You're listening to WBNHLP Bedford 105.1. You're also watching on BCTV 23 and Nashua ETV 99. Division I high school football between the Bedford Bulldogs and the Nashua North Titans. A couple minutes away from the second half. North leads 19-0. And Tom, you've got a scoring recap for us?
I will have it in just 1 second, guys.
Well, of course, scoring was capped off by that wild play at the end of the second half.
Well, that was a 78-yard run by Toby Brown Jr. And the extra point was good. That made it 19-0. When we have North, my roster seems to be missing solid. Here we go. All right,
before we go there, does Dale have that replay of that?
I'd love to see it.
That fumble, actually the incomplete pass called the fumble. Are you playing it right now?
So we are queuing it up back in the studio. Dale Bird is helping that.
Let's see what he comes
replay.
up with. I'd love to see it. I'd love to know what he sees.
None of us here in Nashua can see the replay, but you guys at home can see it. We've been informed by Dale back in the studio that it looks pretty clearly to be an incomplete pass. Of course, the officials do not have the benefit of instant replay in NHIAA football. And that's a tough play to call right there on the spot, but
yes, it is.
Again, we are informed that it was
an incomplete pass.
Incomplete
pass. Interesting. Yep.
7 points on the board for the Titans right at the end, puts them up 19-0.
That ended the scoring. What began it was a 35-yard field goal by Leonard Toplana, who won a game for North last year against Merrimack at the buzzer, and he kicked that one through for a 3-0 lead. Then the Titans put together a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 play, 66-yard drive, and it was a touchdown pass in the flat from Derek Finley to Amori Amante, and that made it 9-0. Extra point was missed. That happened on the first play of the second quarter, and that made it a 9-0 football game. And then Toplana again, a 38-yard field goal with about 4 minutes left to play in the quarter, in the half, and that made it 12-0 in favor of Nashua North. And then we had the touchdown on the rule of a fumble, and a return scooped up by Toby Brown Jr. after a big hit defensively. I still don't know who hit him, who hit Black, but that makes it 18-0. Toplana's extra point, 19-0, and that's where we stand here at halftime.
You want some scores from around Division One?
Go right ahead, Harry.
Dover and Winnicott are scoreless with 3:55 left in the half. In Concord, 65-yard catch by the Lancers. PAT good. Lancers are up 21-14 over Concord with 8:39 left in the half.
Concord's got a lot of returning players, and to me, they're kind of being overlooked a little bit. I think they might be pretty good, but they're going to give Londonderry a run for their money in this game, I bet.
Teams back out from halftime as Harry looks down some more scores on the Twitterverse here.
Mostly just Division II. Here we go. Halftime.
Yeah. What we got in Division II?
Memorial. Memorial 19-7 lead over Timberlane. And that's about all I got. Exeter 17-0 over whoever they're playing. Doesn't say in the tweet.
Welcome back to Division I, Timberlane. And I don't know. My thinking was that either Alvin or Spalding should have moved down and made it just a very seamless transition. Alvin was forced to go back up. They weren't happy about it. And their indication to me from Tarek Roth was that they did not petition to go back down, because you lose that year of being able to make the playoffs. You got to tell your kids, you got nothing to play for, in terms of playoffs. And it would have been a contender in Division II. And B, they wanted to force a change in Division I where more teams made the playoffs. And they did that. Spalding really should be have gone down, but I don't know why they didn't. Probably because a lot of their Seacoast brethren are still in D1. So, but it was a interesting off season for the New Hampshire Football Committee. That's for sure, no doubt about it.
Well, they have a hard job because no matter what they decide, somebody's unhappy.
Right, exactly. But the up and down. See, my point was Alvin. If you talk to anybody from outside the area, they go, "Oh, Alvin, they went down to Division II and they made it to the finals and the semifinals." Well, they had a great quarterback, and they didn't have anything after that. And Alvern hasn't won a boys state championship, team championship, since 1973. They haven't won a game in Division I since they were forced back up. So you tell me where, you tell me the logic of making them go up where they should have stayed down in 2. Where their third year in 2, they probably wouldn't have made the playoffs or would have been a 500 team with a chance to sneak in.
Right.
But you want to make it competitive, guys. You want each team to have a feeling when they take the field that they can win the football game. Now, they may not. They may lose by 20, but they still have that feeling going in, right?
Right. Maybe they could waive that rule for just one time, get things readjusted.
I think they just instituted it because it was quote unquote the Alvern rule. I'm just like, you're picking on a team that just haven't won. I can't remember the last time they won a game in Division I. It might have been 2014. So we're ready to start the second half here.
Yeah, look at that spot.
There's that unsportsmanlike, and it was on Bedford.
45-yard line.
On Bedford, not North. I thought it was on North, so it was on Bedford.
Toplano's probably going to kick it to Merrimack here.
Actually, he should probably just squib kick it right down the middle.
That might make sense. Do a little pop-up and try to get him in bounds. But no, he kicks it through the end zone. Actually, almost through the uprights.
I would have popped it up. Popped it up, make them make a play.
And the Bulldogs will take over after the touchback. Third quarter opens. Bulldog ball. And again, the Bulldogs offense has not looked very stellar. They had a couple of opportunities. They were threatening deep before that fumble return for a touchdown. That was really the closest they had gotten to any score throughout the first half. Danny Black will be in the gun again. Slot left, tight right. Flankers out to his right. He's in the gun. Motion man is Soden.
Rough count. They had 54 total yards of offense in the first half.
And Ledger Russell goes off tackle right side for an 8-yard gain on first down. Probably their longest play from scrimmage there, other than the Soden ball out of the backfield when he caught it in the flat near side in the first half.
Bedford's had some good plays tonight, but then they would be erased by a big sack, and then, of course, the incomplete / fumble recovery for a touchdown.
Black in the gun again, trips to the right side, tight left. Russell in the backfield. Snow goes in motion, fake the handoff to him. Black goes up the middle, stopped.
I think he got the first down. I think he got the first down according to the spot by the far official.
There's a flag on the play too, guys, at the 37-yard line.
It looked kind of late too. That was after Black was wrapped up and tackled, and that flag came out very late.
Could be a face mask.
And they are marching the Titans backwards, so it does appear to be on the defense.
Yep. Penalties have hurt Nashua North tonight a little bit.
Personal foul, we don't know of what nature, but it is a personal foul, automatic first down, so the Bulldogs benefit from that 15-yard penalty and will march out to the 45-yard line.
So the Bulldogs are back in good field position. They've actually had good drive starts throughout this game. Around the 40, their own 40-yard line.
It's been a while since we've seen North on offense, hasn't it? The Derek Finley fumble, that was it. It was only, for 2 plays on offense? Not much rhythm there.
They had possession of just about the whole first quarter.
That's true. No, exactly.
So Black back in the gun. Trips to his left side, tight right. Motion man is Soden, back to the right. Stops above the guard. Russell off the right guard, right tackle area. Falls ahead for 1 yard. 2nd and 9.
Straightforward play there by Russell, who's turning into the lead back here in this game, at least.
No, you got to figure with everybody they've had carrying the football, eventually somebody will take over and try to get into a rhythm.
Yeah, we were talking at halftime. We were a little bit surprised we haven't seen more Logan Sphere out there in the first half. Again, Ledger Russell behind Black. 2 tights, 2 flankers. Motion man comes near side. They give it to Ledger Russell again. Off to right tackle, bowls ahead.
Still moving.
He's still on his feet, and he'll have a first down.
Great run. Yeah, he's taking it over right now.
Big, strong, physical runner is Russell, and he took about 3 or 4 Titans to tackle him on that play.
So just the willpower there, getting a first down. And this has been a good drive for the Bulldogs, finally putting some time together on the offensive side of the ball.
Ball's at the Titan 45-yard line, 1st and 10.
They have a 3-score deficit here to make up, though.
Right. Old-fashioned football, right, Harry? Blocking and tackling, right?
Smash mouth.
Yeah.
It's a cloud of dust.
Yeah.
Black in the gun again. Motion. Looks like a pro left situation. Take the snap. Off right guard. Getting ahead for about 4 yards is Alex Gradinskis. 2nd and 6.
They're making some good yardage here on these run plays.
They sure are.
Ball's on the Titans' 40.5-yard line.
They're winning that battle all of a sudden up front, the battle that they weren't winning earlier.
Well, I think Zach Matthews has probably made some adjustments in the locker room, throwing something different at the Titans defense.
Split left, tight right. Soden in motion again. Black takes the snap. Up the middle, maybe a gain of 1. Is Gradinskis
flag
again.
is thrown.
Yeah, flag thrown. He went for some extra yards.
Is this on 11 for Bedford or 23 of Nashua?
Of North. He went for some extra yards. His knee evidently didn't go down at the 40, and he kept pushing ahead, and the Titans are moving back again, it looked like.
Another penalty.
So that's probably going to be on Torres. He got into a little bit of a scuffle with Joel
Poltrinari.
Poltrinari, thank you.
Officials look like they're ready to march it off. Oh,
wait.
Looks like offsetting personal fouls.
Okay.
All right.
So it will stay right there at the 39-yard line.
But that was a good effort to get a few, squeeze out an extra yard or 2 on that play. And they're marking it to 39. North didn't move back because they thought that that's where the play was.
Yeah.
A little bit of confusion as to where to put the ball down. They were going to spot Bedford a couple of extra yards.
Yeah, because he kept moving. So I thought his knee hadn't gone down. So it's going to be at the 41-yard line.
He was down on the 39, but the offsetting penalties will have them replay 2nd down. So it's 2nd and 6 again. We're still sorting things out. Maybe not. They flipped it over to 3rd.
For explaining that.
Yeah, any of those whistles were after the play. So the whistle had blown the play dead. So that play took place. But now they're going to.
Now what?
Now they're going to talk about it.
Okay.
They did flip it over to 3rd.
And of course, the side judge from our side has to go all the way over to it. Now he's coming back.
So I think you're right there, Tom. Dead ball fouls after the play. It is going to be 3rd down and 6. But I would think that they would have that forward progress at the 39 because that's where the ball was marked. It is at the 41 instead. And Black takes the shotgun. Now we have another flag. A little sloppy here at the start of the 3rd quarter.
There's a penalty. Somebody moved, and Bedford's moving back.
Yeah. That's been the story of the game. They put together some good plays, and then they have a negative play, either a penalty or a sack or a turnover that puts them behind the 8 ball. Now they've got 3rd and 11.
Yeah, instead of 3rd and 6.
Really should be 3rd and 4.
Yeah, I thought he made it all the way through. Why did they mark it back at the 41?
Twins to the left, tight left, 1 split right, Black in the gun. Russell to his right will take the handoff. Plow right up the middle and get ahead for about a 7-yard gain. It'll be 4th and 3 or 4.
4th and 3, so it's 2-down territory after that play, depending on what they did on that play, and they got the yardage they wanted.
So you get it into a 4th and a manageable situation. That distance isn't too bad. Smart play here by Coach Matthews.
See, they saw something. Harry's right. They made an adjustment, but they see something because in that first half, even earlier in the first half, they would have thrown the ball on that play. They didn't there. They saw that they could run the football. Now I bet they're going to do it again here.
4th and 4.
4th and 4. Black in the gun. Timeout. Bedford. Coach Matthews saw something he didn't like. Play call probably not appropriate for the defense that came out and presented around the ball and chose to burn a timeout instead of getting himself in trouble.
Don't forget Bedford fans, and you Nashua fans too, because you can get us on streaming. Bedford 105.1 and BCTV are going to be bringing you every single Bedford football game, road and home. To next week, 7 o'clock, will be the home opener for the Bulldogs against the Salem Blue Devils. And then 2 weeks from Saturday, we're going to travel to Saco, Maine to see the Bulldogs take on the powerhouse Thornton Academy team. I don't recall their nickname.
No idea.
You know, I should know it, but I don't. Thornton played in the Chick-fil-A tournament almost every year in Nashua. A tournament that now has been kind of ruled obsolete with the way they reschedule basketball.
Tom, lobster roll, you go mayonnaise or butter? You tell me.
Both.
Might as well clog those arteries.
My arteries are ready to go any day now. So,
Harry, what do you think? Mayonnaise or butter?
Oh, gotta have mayo.
Okay, all right. I go the opposite way. I like just a little butter on there. The true taste of the lobster. Black's in the gun again. Slot right. Man in motion. Fakes it to him. 4th and 4 here. Black's in trouble, and he's going to take a tackle for a loss.
Yeah, that play was blown up before it even got going.
Right, it was.
Turnover on downs gives the Titans back the ball at their 42-yard line.
And you know, they had gotten into a rhythm, running the ball almost straight ahead. Why not just stick with it?
They got fancy.
Yep.
You know, it's a 4-yard play there that you're looking for. I'm not sure that you can count on an off tackle or an off, out sweep to get you 4 yards.
I just think the way they were running the ball, I think they might have been able to.
True. I would have liked to seen a play-action pass. They haven't really looked at McAuliffe. He was a big part of their offense last year, and that might have been a nice play for positive yardage. Instead, Finley gives here to Peters. He goes off tackle left.
Looks like a fumble.
It did look like a fumble, didn't it? But I believe they blew the play.
The officials are...
Wow. And Sheridan comes up with the ball, but they're going to say he was down.
Yep, they're not going to call it.
2nd and 8 after a 2-yard gain by Jack Peters.
Bedford's not getting anything today, are they?
Not at all. Those kids were certain that he had fumbled the ball.
Referees were right there. Hopefully they got that call right. Knee down, elbow down, whatever it was.
By the way, Thornton Academy are the Trojans.
The Trojans.
Yes, you're right. I remember now. They would win that tournament. They had a couple of years where they won that tournament.
No, they're a strong program.
Yep.
Finley takes a snap, hands it to Amante. He gets ahead for maybe 1. It'll be 3rd and 7.
You notice there hasn't been a whole lot straight ahead for North all night. Even Finley's runs were made by him when he cut away. You know, not much up the gut for North in this football game. Telling
me that the defensive line for the Bulldogs has played quite well, dominating that line of scrimmage.
Doing a great job. They've played better than 19-0, I'll tell you that.
I totally agree with that. Finley in the gun again. Twins to his right. Almonte behind him. Fake handoff. Look down the middle, tipped at the line, back in the backfield.
And there is the shortstop throw, right? You see it, the arm? That's why. He threw the ball side, and that does not elevate the football and allows for the tip.
Tough arm angle there. Jake Ben got his hand up, tipped the ball at about the 37-yard line. It fell harmlessly to the ground. Often you see an interception in those cases.
That's a break for Nashua North that ball wasn't picked off.
Did you see the handful of jersey the Nashua player had on Ben?
No, unfortunately
that was very obvious. Holding call missed.
Punt now by Brown Jr. Off to the left side. We have a flag thrown.
Yeah, there's a hit on the 38-yard line. And it may go against North, maybe a block in the back, I'm not sure.
Tagliaferro fielded the punt at about the 20 and got it out to the 34-yard line, but we'll see what the penalty
is. There was contact with Raisin and Andino, and it all depends on how it was. What they want to rule. I've got to think it's got to be on the kicking team. The referee comes over to explain it to Chad Zabolis.
Now they're waving the flag off.
Oh, okay. All right.
Okay, they pick it up. No flag.
Yep.
5:30 to go here in the third quarter. Score remains 19-0 in favor of the Titans. Bedford will get the ball. Field position starting at the 34-yard, their own 34-yard line.
Now let's see if the Titans don't adjust on defense to what Bedford threw at him in that last possession.
They've got to be able to stop the run up the middle. But you know what now? You've got 5:30 left to play in the third quarter. Prolonged drives don't help Bedford right now, down 3 scores.
Well, there is probably just enough time for 3 possessions, but they have to score on every one of them.
Yeah, pretty much.
Wide receiver screen to the left, and it's dropped again. This time again, Nate Clark. They had it set up.
Yep.
3 receivers to the left, tight right. Black took the snap, looked back to his left.
There are a lot of what-ifs in this game, weren't there?
A little stutter step by Nate Clark, came back to the middle on that wide receiver screen, just didn't look the ball in.
A lot of missed tackles, a lot of penalties, a lot of blown calls.
2nd and 10 for the Bulldogs. Black comes out. Slot left, tight right. 2 backs in the backfield. Motion by Soden. Moves out over to the left. 3 receivers to the left now. Black takes the snap, hands it off. Ledger Russell gets stacked up at the line of scrimmage, maybe even a yard loss.
Yeah, there's your answer. They figured out what Bedford was doing different. They were waiting for him then.
3rd and 11.
And that was a tough play right there, because you lost your chance to gain any ground on first down. You go to the run gets stuffed, now you're on 3rd and long.
Bulldogs in a precarious position here.
Yeah, they're getting to the point where they're going to be throwing the ball a lot, I think, as this game goes on here. And this is a chance right now for them to try to establish that.
Nashua North crowd gets loud. Black takes the shotgun, looks up the middle, screen pass to Russell, dodges one defender, gets out to the 42-yard line, but he's still going to be 3 yards short of the first down.
So what does Bedford do now? Do they go for it?
I think they got to, don't you?
There's no point. I mean, what do you gain by punting?
Time is getting a little short, but I see massive substitutions here. Can't quite tell if that's their punt team. Perhaps it was...
Got 8 yards on a delayed
this is a punt
screen.
team.
Yeah, it is the punt team.
Punt team. Colby Snow is back and is going to punt this away.
And he's going to punt it to nobody.
You know something? This might be a fake.
There is no one deep. North certainly thinks so, because there's no one deep. Now they start to move back.
Almonte drops back.
Yeah, but still not that far back, right? He's at his 40.
True, snap goes over the head. Colby Snow back, still can't pick it up, still loose. Nashua covers it, though, at about the 8-yard line.
Yeah, it doesn't matter who's got it, right? It's going to go to North no matter what.
Yeah.
Well, field position could be a huge turnaround here as the Titans take over on the Bulldogs' 8-yard line. Bad snap over the head of Colby Snow, and the Bulldogs will pay for it.
And when I watched him at the Jamboree last week, the first half, the center was snapping the ball really high, and Black had a jump like a center on a rebound to catch the snaps, and they got that under the control in the second half. But there it comes back and rears its head on that play.
Shanked punt in the first half, a bad snap here in the second. Finley option out to Almonte near side, gets by 2 tacklers. The third corrals him at the 6-yard line.
You know, guys,
special teams has had a huge impact.
If you're keeping stats, that's actually a running play almost, because he looked like he was behind him.
Oh, that throw?
Yeah.
No, that was a backward pass.
Yeah, backward pass.
So it's a good thing he caught that. That would have been a live ball.
It would have been a fumble and a live ball.
Well, Tom, you know this team better than we do. Are they looking to set that up for a halfback pass, a double pass later on?
Nah, they don't get that fancy.
Okay.
They usually just give the ball to Finley and say, you make the decision.
Okay. Here, get us yards.
He just about single-handedly, well, besides their defense, holding off in a shootout, he really came of age in the Pinkerton win over Pinkerton on a Thursday night game in Derry last year, late in the year.
2nd and goal from the 6. Finley has running backs on either side. Hands it off, sweep to the left-hand side, trying to get the edge. does get the edge, gets ahead for maybe 2 yards.
Saw a flag
That's
come
Luke
in.
Peters.
I saw a flag fly about 10 yards. Did you?
Yeah, good arm on that
Yeah,
official.
no
He
kidding.
looked in his receiver,
No kidding.
found somebody open in the flat.
I was wondering if it was like a drone or something that was flying.
Yeah, maybe the officials trying to identify the guilty party by hitting with the flag.
Holding on the Titans will push them back as Peters tried to round that edge and got a block that was not a block. It was a hold. 2:34 left in the third quarter. The Titans hold a 19-0 lead, and they're threatening here, but are pushed back by a holding penalty.
Why do I think it may be Toplana time pretty soon, right?
Why not? He's got 2 already.
Got 2 already. Might as well go for 3.
Field goals of 35 and 38 yards by Toplana. He's been masterful in special teams this evening. Finley takes the snap, rolls to his right, looks downfield, tucks it now, tries to get the corner. Gets back maybe to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, maybe. I tell you what, they've done a great job of containing him. There's no question about it since the first quarter. Second quarter and now, I think, done a very good job of that.
3rd and goal from just inside the 15. Finley looks near sideline, gets the play from offensive coordinator for the Titans.
It looks like they're going to send everybody out. 5 receivers.
1, 2, 3.
Yeah, it's slot left, slot right.
Yeah, nobody to protect the quarterback.
Jordan Raisin and Andino is left of Finley. Quick pitch to the right side. He was looking for the slant, but it's incomplete.
Yeah.
Nick DeJess was in the pattern.
Early in the season, timing just not there.
3-step drop there for Finley and had his man, but just out of reach for DeJess. So
time for the magic foot.
There you go. The leg will come back out.
The leg's going to have to kick it at an angle.
He is right hash.
He's on the right hash, so I think you'd rather probably do it from the left, but let's see.
32-yard attempt here. Gavin Flynn will hold for Toplana. Snap is a little high, gets it down. Big boot is up.
Wide.
Looks like it's left, and it is.
Yep, I told you, right hash really did him in there.
No good.
Yep.
On the field goal try, so the Bulldogs will take over in their own territory.
That is a missed opportunity for the Titans, obviously. But there's 2:10 left.
They got to get something going. Scores from around Division I. Dover finally breaks the shutout. They take a 7-0 lead over Winnicott in the third quarter.
There's always a temptation to say, okay, this team did well last year, and they're going to do well again the next year. And, you know, you don't know until 3 or 4 games in.
Londonderry is up 21-14.
Still.
Over Concord.
Still. Interesting. That score has stayed stagnant for a while. It's interesting.
Black has 2 backs in the backfield. Tight right, split left. Soden in motion to the right. Black takes the snap. Russell off the top right side. Breaks through a couple shirt tail tackles and ahead for 5 yards. Tough run there by Ledger Russell. Kept his feet going, ran through a couple of shirt tail tackles. It looks like they're going to give him 6, maybe 7 yards, close to 7 yards on that carry.
Sure.
2nd and 3. Clock keeps ticking, and at this point is not a friend of the Bulldogs.
No, they need to pick up the pace here a little bit.
Yep.
Now, Russell took off on a sweep and then cut inside.
There's one way where you can make up lost ground. The best way, I think, to make up lost ground in a football game is a defensive score.
Quick change, turnovers, getting some kind of defensive score.
Yeah, that's it. Defensive score will always do it.
Black hands off to Russell again. Great.
That's a big tackle. He had room to go.
Xavier Jalbert.
Yep.
Tackle for loss there, wrapped up Ledger Russell in the backfield. 2-yard loss on the play.
So Bedford with a 3rd and 5 now with 45 seconds left in the third quarter.
Likely we'll only have time for this one more play. They trot to the line. Two tights. No, one tight. One tight right. Slot left. Man in motion is Soden. False start. Near side is Poltrinari.
A lot going on there.
5-yard penalty will push him back to 3rd and 10.
My guess is the play was going to go in the flat on top, at the top of our screen, to the across the way. Now all bets are off, right?
And if you're right, it makes you wonder why the near side guy was going offside.
Right, exactly.
Miscommunication on the snap count. Clock runs with just over 20 seconds to go here in the 3rd quarter. 3rd and 10. Black in the gun. Danny Black calls out the signals, takes the snap, gets pressure early, gets the ball off, downfield, caught! Great catch! And that's Joel Poltrinari making up for his penalty out to the 46-yard line.
And
outstanding grab.
And an injury on the play.
Yeah. The Titan defender went down awkward on that play.
Yep.
And actually, there were 2 Bedford receivers in the same general area. Colby Snow was right there, too, and was going up for the ball before Poltrinari came down with it.
Might have been to Jess.
Hopefully you can see that replay.
Number 8, I believe.
Hopefully you can see that replay at home.
Xavier
That was
Francis, number 8.
Yep.
Outstanding catch by Poltrinari as Xavier Francis gets up and off the field.
Not only that, give Black credit. He hung in the pocket with everybody getting a piece of him and unloaded a rifle.
And Ledger Russell is the one who sprung him. He bought him that extra time. He came back and sealed off that rusher and gave Black the extra second to get that pass
coming
off.
From our side.
Right.
Yeah, exactly, because he needed that extra time, just that extra 2 seconds to get that pass away. And he's got a gun. That was one of the better high school passes I've seen.
No, Black's had a really good game.
Yep.
Overall, I mean, he's taken a few sacks. Can't really blame him on any of those because the protection broke down. He's made some excellent throws, and he's been solid.
Yep, definitely.
In his debut.
No doubt about it. 26-yard gain there, and that is it for the 3rd quarter, everybody. Here at Stello Stadium in Nashua, it is Nashua North 19, Bedford nothing. 12 minutes to go. You never know. If you're Bedford, all you need is one score, and maybe, I don't know, you try an onside kick if you score, you know.
Yeah, boy, what they need is a defensive touchdown.
That's exactly. See?
That's what they need, because 12 minutes is not enough time to score 3 times normally in NHIAA.
Right.
I want to go back to Poltrinari's catch, too. I mean, that was an outstanding athletic play. Got up off the ground.
Yep.
Met the ball at its height, got his hands extended up and over his head. Great catch.
That was a pro catch. Really was. A pro play. A pro throw and a pro catch.
That was a Julian Edelman kind of play.
Yeah, it was. Well, I don't know if Edelman gets up that high, did he? Edelman's best thing was running after the catch and then diving
maybe
for the ball.
Cole Beasley then.
Yep. Black in the gun.
Certainly wasn't Nikhil Herring. So
takes a snap, gets hit in the backside. Ouch.
And that time he held on to the ball.
He sure did. Great job keeping the ball and out without fumbling.
Raisin and Andino, I believe, hit him.
You're absolutely right. Coming in from his blind side.
Yeah, it was a hard hit, but it was clean.
Danny Black took a shot right in the back. 10-yard loss on the play, 2nd and 10. Excuse me, 2nd and 20.
And it looked like he pulled off just enough. He didn't, not to slow up on making the tackle, but not to hit him in a way that would have drawn a penalty.
Right.
Very clean hit.
And that's tough to do for a high school kid, right? You see ball, you see player, you want to just go in there and just make a statement. And he did a good job to avoid that.
Black takes the shotgun snap.
And Peters
tackled
comes
again. Wow, it was a tough shot there.
Yep. Peters ran in. He's done that a couple of times in this game and hadn't been able to get there in time. This time he did. The Black didn't know what hit him. I mean, he had no time to do anything.
I mean, not only did he take out Black, he took out Russell.
Right.
On the same play. Russell was there to block him and he got blown up.
Beeline to the quarterback, and now it's 3rd and light years.
It was like a bowling ball taking out a split.
Boy, something else. So they had a 1st and 10 at their 46, and now they're back to the 23. So it's 3rd and 33.
What play do you have for that, Tom?
Throw deep. If anybody's there to catch it, fine.
You need the band on the field.
Screen pass here,
Yeah, that
close to the
works
left
too.
side.
That may work. Oh, not
Russell
quite.
gets ahead for maybe 15, 16 yards. Goes out of bounds at the 35, and at least gives his punt team some room to operate out of their own end.
Yeah, North had played back. They were going to give him the underneath.
So no question here, punt coming up here with 10:09 to play.
And they've made a change at punter. Colby Snow is going to... Oh, actually, no. The offense is still on the field. No, they're punting. No, they're punting. Okay.
Yeah.
They were short a player on that far side. Snow will be back in punt position. Nick DeJess will be back to receive for the Titans. Snap is appropriate. Snow, low liner just over the heads of his linemen. DeJess touches it. And the Bulldogs are there to cover it.
Yeah, that's what you tell players not to do. And I thought he was going to do that. I thought he was going to back away, and at the last second he decided to pick it up. Big mistake.
Wow.
Yep.
This is potentially a big turnaround here for Bedford. They have to make it pay, though.
They've got to take advantage of one of these breaks, don't they? North has given him a few. Wow.
The most recent here, the muffed punt by DeJess, gives the Bulldogs the ball at the Titans' 28-yard line. 9:59 to go in the game.
And the punt from Snow was a line drive. I thought it was going to hit a Titan player in the back of the head.
Yeah, so
it was that low.
Right, it was a low kick.
That's one way to generate a fumble, I guess.
Yep. So 1st and 10 Bedford at the 29.
Black in the gun. Takes the snap. Russell gets tackled in the backfield. Again,
Peters.
Jack Peters knifing through, tangling up Ledger Russell's legs for a 3-yard loss. Impressive athletes that we've seen throughout the night, specifically Toby Brown Jr. on the defensive side, Jack Peters, 2 recent plays here, dictating what this Bedford offense can do so far this evening. Black in the gun again, 2 tights, 2 wide. Little swing pass. Nope, out into the left flat, looking for an out to Sheridan. Incomplete pass there, though.
Too far with that.
Yeah, Black's got to be careful. He looked only one way. And if this was a game maybe 4 or 5 games into the season where the defense has got a little bit more adjustment to the passing game, somebody may have just been looking at that and picked it off because it was thrown in an area where no one was there.
Adjustments will come, I am sure.
Oh, yeah.
Throughout the weeks of practice ahead.
This has definitely been an opening night game, is the way it's been played, no doubt about it.
Special teams challenges.
Oh, boy. Yep.
Couple of mistakes all around. Black takes a snap now. He'll head out left. QB sweep. Tracked down again by Peters.
Yep.
Showed excellent speed there.
Wow.
Yeah, Peters has had a great second half defensively, hasn't he?
Yeah, it's like he's playing on fast forward. Everybody else is at normal speed.
Yeah, exactly.
No gain on the play. Potentially a loss there.
Yeah,
Looks like 4th and 14.
Loss of a yard, yep.
So what do you do here? This would be a 50-yard kick, so
you
you're just going.
Yeah, you got to get points now. You got to get more points than that now. This is 8:42 to play.
I think a victory is kind of out of reach here. I think maybe just break the shutout at the very least. But yeah, there's very little chance of them being able to make that kick.
You never know. I mean, if they keep handing the ball back to Bedford, anything's possible. But they've got to score here.
Black takes the gun, gets the ball out, near side deep.
Nope.
It's picked off. Back at the 7-yard line.
Yep.
Interception there by Jonathan Torres as he was back in coverage.
Yeah, Snow was open, but Black couldn't get the ball to him.
Right.
It kind of stopped. It fell a little short.
Desperation pass, really deep down the right-hand side, just not enough strength to get it there. Colby Snow did have a step or two.
If he had fired that pass that he threw earlier in the game, earlier in the quarter, that would have been it. You know,
Torres.
I think the pressure on that play is what kind of made him unload it a little bit softer than he normally does.
Torres comes up with the pick. The Titans are deep in their own territory, but they hold a 19-point lead. No scoring here in the second half. 8:17 left to go in the game. Finley in the pistol. Takes a snap, hands it off. Peters stumbles right around the line of scrimmage, gets ahead for maybe a yard or two.
And no one touched him. If this were the NFL, he could have gotten up and kept going.
Right.
It is the NHIAA, therefore he cannot get it back up and run. And it's 2nd and 9. Trips out to the right side for Finley. Steven Rosario in the backfield. Finley takes a snap in the gun, hands off to Rosario up the middle. They stack him up at about the 11-yard line, ahead for a 2-yard gain, maybe 3. The clock continues to tick with 7.5 to go here in the game.
Tom, do you think they're just letting the clock run out here? They're just not really trying to score anymore?
I just think they want to keep the ball, run the ball, keep it on the ground. Don't put it up in the air. Don't take any chances. Just let the clock keep ticking down. But they haven't had a sustained running attack in this game. Okay, they haven't. They really haven't, except for a couple of plays. I mean, you want to, you know, if you're North, at some point you would like to see a 10-play, 60, 75-yard drive where you're running the ball 8 of the 10 plays.
They've really only had one long drive, and that was at the end of the first
quarter.
And the second.
Right, exactly.
Timeout is taken here on the field by the Titans. They will talk it over on this 3rd and 6 play. As you're mentioning, I'm guessing they'll just keep it on the ground and let that clock run.
Time for station identification. You're listening to WBNHLP Bedford 105.1. Also watching BCTV channels 23 and 1072 and ETV Nashua channel 99.
Yeah, it sounds like you've done that before.
Yeah, exactly. And for those of you in Nashua, you'll be able to see, and those of you in Bedford on the stream, right? So
yeah.
I take my cue from you, Corey. So
it's an internet world. Everybody
it
gets
is. Everybody can see everything, right? Exactly.
Everything all at once.
Right. And tomorrow night at 6 o'clock, Bishop Girton, the highly touted Bishop Girton high school football team, will take on a team looking to bounce back after a tough season last year, Nashua South. Never count the Panthers out of anything. And that'll be a great season opener, an all-Nashua event here at Stella Stadium tomorrow night at 6 p.m., and you will be able to watch it live on ETV.
Both teams are home, right? I mean, that's a fun example.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's like a Clippers-Lakers game.
Chargers-Rams.
But technically, it's a road game for South.
Okay. Finley back in the gun, hands it off to Almonte. He's wrapped up at the 11, maybe a yard to the 12. And that's 4th down.
Jake Sheff with the tackle for Bedford.
And that's important that it's technically a road game because of that road tiebreaker that can come in somewhere down the line. People say, wait a minute, you're playing in Stella Stadium. How's it a road game? It's classified as an away game.
Makes sense. One team has to be on the opposite side of the field, right?
Right. You can't let both line up on this side.
The Titans are forced to punt here on their own 12-yard line. Man, you got to get after this kick if you're the Bulldogs. If you can get something special to happen, you still have a fighter's chance.
What you need is a block punt here.
That's what I'm talking about, but it does not happen as Toby Brown Jr. gets it off. Bounces at about the 41. Taken there by Colby Snow. He gets out into the left side. Good run back.
Oh, there's going to be a flag on the hit.
Ooh.
Yep.
Not sure what that flag is. That's a good, solid football play. Perhaps somebody ducked their head. Or
Rosario might get flagged again.
Yeah, leading with the head. That's what it's going to be.
Yeah, and the official coming into the middle is motioning to his head. So this could be half the distance to the goal The Bulldogs might have this on the 12 or 11 yard line.
So it bounced up to him at the 41, and he returned it about 15 yards down to the 25-yard line or 23-yard line, and then they hit. We'll tack on another 15, or actually they'll go half the distance once they get inside the 20, right?
Below the head is a call.
Yeah, right. So it will be down at about the 12-yard line, and honestly, this is a turnover right at the line of scrimmage from what it was.
Yep.
So you don't get the block punt, you don't get the points on the board, but you get the ball on the 11-yard line.
Again, North has said, here, Bedford, here you go, try. Here's a chance.
And yet they haven't been able to.
No, Bedford says no.
To capitalize.
Yeah, no, we're not ready yet. That just hasn't happened for them.
5:50 to go here in the game.
My guess is it happens here.
The Bulldogs take over on the Titans' 11-yard line. Danny Black in the gun. Takes a snap, hands it to Ledger Russell, off tackle left side, gets ahead for maybe 2 or 3 yards.
Gets it down to the 9.
9-yard line. 2nd and 8 from the 9. They do have room to get a first down here. The clock continues to tick, though, as we go under 5.5. Looking ahead next week, the Bulldogs will host Salem for their home opener, as we mentioned. We will bring you that coverage here on BCTV and WBNH.
Well, that was a fun Salem team to watch last year, wasn't it?
Tough and gritty, as usual.
Yeah, they had some players.
Black in the gun, motion Tagliaferro. They give it to him into the boundary. He gets some blockers. He's in for a touchdown. The Bulldogs get on the board with 4:57 left to go in the game on a sweep by Tagliaferro.
Now, Tom, imagine if they hadn't called that forward pass a fumble, and it was 12-0 right now, 12-6.
Imagine if after the fumble here, down here on the punt, that they had scored there. There are all sorts of chances that Bedford had. And it's still not over. It's 19-6. Will they go for 2, or will they?
No, they'll go for 1.
19-6. Yeah, you go for 1.
For 1. Yep.
You need 3 scores. They got their first.
Right. Yep.
Where's the kicker? Oh, there he goes.
He's there. He's there. Snow comes back from the line of scrimmage.
He probably thought they were going for 2.
Evan Sabati will hold. Snow takes his steps back. Snap is good, hold is good, the kick is up, and it is good.
Plenty of leg.
Into the tree.
19-7.
Yep.
As the Bulldogs get on the board, 4:57 to go, and as you might expect, the hands team will be on the field for the Titans.
Yeah, this is going to be an onside kick. There's no question about it with 4:57 to play.
And for years, Bedford had this pooch punt that they used to use.
Yep.
Where it wasn't quite an onside, but they kind of chip it 25 yards or so towards the sideline, kind of a no man's land kind of play.
Right.
And it worked for him before, so I wonder if we're going to see something like that here.
I believe that was Joe Michael that was doing the kickoff duties for a few years and was able to gauge his kicks to get over that hands team and into a dangerous territory.
When's the last time you saw them do it?
Last year.
Last year.
Last year. So
yeah.
If they're on the same coaching staff, then you probably will.
There's 5 minutes left.
And the kicker before that, too.
Yep.
The young lady with the leg.
Yep.
Whose name escapes me at the moment.
4:57 left to play in the football game. 19-7 Nashua North over Bedford here at Stello Stadium, and the crowd is kind of quiet on our side.
They are kind of quiet.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to try to run out the clock here. I think they're going to try to move the ball when they get it back.
I think they were careful because they were deep in their own territory earlier. So
Colby Snow with the run up. It is an onside. The second bounce is fielded cleanly by the Titans.
Yep.
And they go down at the 40-yard line.
Fielded cleanly and not taking any chances on a fumble or anything like that. Just downing the ball. You get the ball at the 40-yard line. But I still think that North here on offense will keep the ball on the ground. I think they've seen how the passing game just hasn't quite worked out unless it's in the flat. So they don't want to take any chances with it, but they definitely need. It's a rebuilt offensive line. A lot of guys graduated up front, so the offensive line had to connect with the skill guys. I don't think that's really happened yet with this team.
Finley in the gun. You can expect him to hand it off, and he does. Right up the middle. Ahead for 7 or 8 yards. That's Jordan Raisinin Andino.
And one of the better runs that they've had off of, from scrimmage tonight.
2nd and 2. Irony on that onside kick is that Nick DeJess came up with that clean reception.
Right.
He is also the player that muffed the punt on that special teams play that gave Bedford field position earlier.
By the way, the kicker, I couldn't remember the name, Matty Lucatoni.
There you go.
Thank you, Google.
Well done.
The old brain ain't firing.
Finley in the gun. Look for another running play as they try to burn some time off the clock. Safeties creep up for the Bulldogs. They hand it off again, looking to bounce it outside, but that's shut down quickly. Raisinin Andino can't find room.
He probably would have been better just going right up the middle and taking his chances. He didn't see an opening there, so he decided to bounce it outside, but might have been better off just taking it right up the middle and trying to see if you could push forward for a yard or two. Instead, you take the loss and set up a 3rd down play that could be dangerous for the Titans.
3rd and 4. The Bulldogs take a timeout to preserve some time on the clock. They'll talk it over. They need a stop here. Now, if you're the Titans, pass or run. You can make the Bulldogs burn another timeout, even if you get stuffed?
I think you run it, but I think you try to run it wide.
Yeah, I think you're right. Sweep.
Yep.
Try to get, or maybe a screen, like a quick out pass to the flat or something.
I don't think their offense is in sync enough right now to try it, even that. The outlet pass, maybe. Yeah, the quick outlet pass.
They've had a couple of, step backs, quick pitches out to the sides.
See what offensive coordinator Zach Harris can come up with. He's meeting with them right now.
Bulldogs are ready. They're at the line of scrimmage. The Titans trot out at the tail end of this timeout. 3rd and 4. Important play here with 3:58 to go in the game. Trips to the left side. Finley has Raisinin Andino in the backfield with him. One split to the right. In the gun. Finley takes the snap. Quick pitch to the near side. That's Almonte. Gets ahead, but not enough for the 1st down.
Just short. Now, you know what? You got an interesting decision to make here. Let's see where the spot is in terms of how far you got to go.
About a half yard.
Half a yard.
Boy,
if that.
I'm tempted. Oof. If I'm North,
yeah,
I'd be tempted because you put the game away if you get it, or at least you click down another 2 minutes off the clock.
Straight up the gut.
But
I did call that play, didn't I?
Yes, you did.
There is a discussion here on the near sideline.
Offensive coordinator Harry Kozlowski did a good job.
Is that one title you've never had before?
No. I've been called other things.
Most of which cannot be named on the radio or TV, so we'll leave it at that. Looks like the Titans will take a timeout as they run the play clock down. 3:06 to go.
I'm sorry,
3:03 to go.
They're tempted. I'm telling you right now. You know what? If I know you, give the ball to Finley. Just have him run it just straight ahead. He should be able to get a yard or two.
Even if you were to not make it, it's 50. Bedford still has to go 50 yards,
right,
to score,
right,
or at least get a field goal. There's just not enough time on the clock.
Yeah, I'm just awfully. Yeah, for them, I'd awfully tempted. It's a good decision. A decision for the first-year head coach, right?
Yeah.
How about that? That's what he. That's
the kind of call he'll be questioned over.
Oh yeah, the kind of call he'll be questioned over after the game. Yep, especially if it doesn't work.
Yeah, by Tom King in the press conference today. Coach, what were you thinking on that call?
By Tom King, by Roger Brown, who's down there, and Joe Marcellino. All three of us will be surrounding him.
Harry, as you mentioned, a field goal, it does them no good for the Bulldogs, as that would only put them back by 9. So you're still going to have 2 touchdowns from here. 3:03 to go in the game. Looks like the offense is trotting back out on the field. Perhaps they're going with a hard count. Try to draw them off.
I just plunge it right.
Yeah, it doesn't matter, right? You give the ball to Peters right up the gut. Or maybe Finley.
I just think, well, they're not going to take a snap over center. It's going to be a shotgun snap. See, I'd take it over center.
Here it is. It's a handoff. They go over to the right tackle, and they get the first down as he falls ahead.
They had a chance.
To the Bedford 48-yard line.
They were in the backfield.
Yeah.
You know, the thing is there's not enough of that anymore. All of it's now, shotgun snaps, right? Just take the ball over center and plunge it forward like it's the goal line.
Yeah, I mean, you're giving up 3 or 4 yards.
You get up 3 or 4 yards
when you need half a yard.
Right, when you need a half a yard, exactly.
Titans get the first down. Clock is running inside 3 minutes. Finley's taking his time, as he should, burning some time off that play clock and the game clock. Trips to the right side. Takes a snap, it's low. Finley picks it up off the turf, and he's going to take a tackle for loss smartly, though, instead of getting himself in trouble.
He smartly went down on his own.
He gave himself up there.
Yep, exactly.
Timeout on the field. Bedford burns, I believe, their last one. 2:31 to go in the game. 19-7, the Titans hold the lead. So you question the play call before it happened. They decided to have some guts and go for it. Just a half a yard. They get the first down as needed, and they should be able to put this game out of reach.
Yeah, I thought they'd go for it. It was just too close.
Sure.
Not that far. If it was a yard and a half back, maybe no. But for that half a yard, A
question for you, field position-wise, that was at the 50-yard line. If you're on the 40, do you still make that same call? If you're on the 30, what's the yardage marker that you don't make that call?
I think if you're on the 40, you don't.
Okay.
I think if you're on the 50, you do.
10 yards is a huge difference there.
I think so, because it also gives Bedford even that much more momentum, because they're further into your territory. So if I'm them, if it's not at the 50, if it's back by the 40, definitely at the 30, you don't do it. So.
Although you may say you have the same odds of getting that half yard wherever you are on the field, but that probability changes. Finley takes a snap. Student body left as Finley tries to get the edge and can't get it.
He tried to slide. He slid out of bounds.
Did he get out? Did they keep the clock running?
I don't know.
Clock is running.
Yeah.
So he kneels down in bounds.
They count where he begins to slide.
Yeah, barely was able to do it.
Loss of about 5 on the play, but that clock continues to tick as it gets down to 2 minutes here.
He's got to worry about the defenders coming after him, because if he pulls up, he can get run over like a truck.
Right.
3rd and 18 or 19.
And you just let the clock, go down. I don't even know if you punt the ball, right?
Yeah, well, I don't know.
I mean, you have some good special teams throughout. Toplana has a leg. Toby Brown has been doing the kicking. He's been doing well with that punt process.
It's not the kicking I'm worried about. It's the coverage.
That's fair. Off tackle left here.
Because you let the clock go down, they're out of timeouts. I just think you just keep the ball and let the clock dwindle down to the point where they can't do anything with it.
4-yard gain by Almonte.
And they're going to punt.
Yep, Toby Brown Jr. is back, ready to punt. So this time they don't listen to you, Tom.
That's right.
Just over a minute to go here in the game.
Or maybe they take the clock all the way down and then call a timeout and then kick it.
Or take the penalty. What's 5 yards from here? That's no big deal.
Right. 1 minute left to play in the game.
Back to receive Colby Snow and Dom Tagliaferro. Punt gets off, and it's a beauty.
That's not a bad kick, huh?
Fielded at the 8-yard line by Tagliaferro. Had some room initially. Breaks one tackle, but gets out to the 26-yard line. And there are 37 ticks left on the clock.
Guys, I will head down to the field. It is been a pleasure working with both of you.
Thanks a lot.
The people in Bedford are very lucky to have you two doing games.
And we will see you again for that BG game here at Stellos in October.
That'll be a great one. We'll see you then.
Looking forward to working with you again.
Right.
Thanks a lot, Tom.
Right,
Thanks,
guys.
Tom King, thank you very much. Appreciate you joining us here for the call at Stellos Stadium as it looks like the Nashua North Titans will come away with victory. Bulldogs have the ball back, 37 seconds to go. Black in the gun. Snap comes back, he looks right side, steps forward, guns it down the field, he has a receiver, it's good for a catch.
First down.
Out to the 37-yard line. Clock temporarily stops as they move the chains. That's Dom Tagliaferro on the drag across the middle. And they get over the ball quickly into the 2-minute drill. Black back in the gun, 26 to go. Takes a snap, looks right. Swing pass over to Russell. He gets ahead and out of bounds at about the 39-yard line, almost to the 40. It'll be 2nd and 7.
Picked up 3 yards on that play, 19 seconds to go. So this is a game that Coach Zach Matthews is going to look at and think about opportunities missed, mistakes made.
Pivotal play at that end of the second quarter. Who knows? Mistakes by the quarterback, mistakes by the officials. But if you look at that, it's only a 12-7 game, and these 19 seconds could be critical. At this point, they're rather insignificant. Black in the gun again. Getting pressure from his right side, and he'll go down. Sack again by Jordan Raisin and Andino. He's been all over the field tonight on the defensive side.
And that's going to do it.
And the clock will tick out. The game will end, and the Titans will come away with victory in their home opener and the opener of the season. The Bulldogs will go away a little frustrated by mistakes, a little frustrated about inability to capitalize on opportunities. And the Titans earned victory tonight.
Toplano opened the scoring for Nashua North with a field goal, made it 3-0 in the first quarter. In the second quarter, first play of the second, it was a pass from Finley to Almonte. Thank you. Extra point, no good, made the score 9-0. Toplano with a 38-yard field goal made it 12-0. And then the play that ended the first half, controversially, Danny Black trying to ground the ball as he's being sacked, instead was called a fumble, returned 78 yards for a touchdown, extra point good, and that was all the scoring for the Titans. 19-0. Bedford getting the only score in the second half in the fourth quarter to make the score 19-7.
11-yard run by Dom Tagliaferro around the left side, put the Bulldogs on the board, but they couldn't muster any other points throughout the evening. Frustrating loss for the Bulldogs. They have a chance to get back on the winning side of the ledger next week. Next Friday night, they take on the Salem Blue Devils at home.
And there's a little more breathing room now with the new playoff format. 13 teams going in. I think that they can take this loss in stride and just try to regroup next week against Salem. So thank you very much, Corey Munson-Tucker. I've been waiting all year to work a game with you. So it's great to be back in the booth with you. Also, Andrew Fenn, our new production coordinator behind the camera. Thanks, Pete Johnson, the crew at Nashua TV. Thanks to everybody for watching in Bedford and Nashua. 19-7 is your final score. The Titans of North are victorious. You've been watching BC TV and ETV Nashua, and you're listening to Bedford 105.1.